everyone, welcome. I'm Crystal. Let's get right to it and get to our second episode of Wreck This Journal.
Let's get right into page 19. These leaves were a 3-day process. I collected them, which was super fun, but then I had to dry them out, kind of. I pressed them one day with parchment paper and a paper towel, and then the second day I pressed them inside of the actual Wreck This Journal. And then on the third day, I finally laid them out and I decoupaged them, I guess, with Mod Podge. The process of collecting these leaves was super fun, like I said. I went outside and I made sure that I grabbed a leaf of every kind that I could find. I also made sure, because I felt kind of bad, I made sure and I thanked every one of the little plants that I got these leaves off of. I'm definitely going to treasure them inside this book. I think they came out so pretty and they stayed green. I don't know why. I thought they were going to dry out and be more brown and orange. Maybe I just didn't dry them out long enough. I'm not sure if they're going to turn brown. I guess I'll have to keep an eye on them. Regardless, even if they change colors though, I'm going to treasure them forever. The Mod Podge effect is so pretty. It doesn't even look like they're glued down. It just looks like they're laying on the page and they could fly away at any moment. For page 21, it says to scratch using a sharp object, and I had the perfect stamp for this. If you've been following along with my Create This Book 2 series with stamps, you know that I love stamps. So check this one out. It's part of a Stampers Anonymous set with a whole bunch of tabby kitties, and this one's holding on for dear life. I thought it would be so fitting for this page. To make the scratches, I just grabbed whatever was close by, and that was my reverse tweezers by EK Tools. I went a little far with these scratches and I did tear through the paper, so I made sure and taped behind it to make sure it didn't lift or get further damaged. The next page's instructions were to do some rubbings with a pencil, so I grabbed 2 different embossing folders from Doris, and the colors Neon Pink, Neon Orange, Yellow Chartreuse, and Cerulean Blue by Prismacolor, and I created this effect that you see here. I did Mod Podge it just to keep it from smearing, and this page went by pretty fast. I feel like most of the pages for Wreck This Journal do go pretty fast. Page 25 says to scribble wildly, violently with reckless abandon, and that's exactly what I did. First though, I did choose my colors. I wanted them to be pretty muted. The colors I chose were Prismacolor again, because the colored pencils I think is what works the best in this book. So anyway, the colors I chose were Grade Lavender, Muted Turquoise, Jade Green, Ginger Root, Nectar, and Pink Rose. After scribbling for a little while, I felt that something was missing, and because the prompt said with reckless abandon, I added some circles. I figured I could kind of do what I wanted, and so I did. I feel like I have some regrets about page 27. It says to tear strips, rip it up. I kind of wish that I would have drawn something and then ripped it up, but I didn't. I just followed the prompt and I did rip it up. The next page says to figure out a way to staple it or tape it or glue it together. So I just kind of used washi tape and I did that, but I didn't really end up liking the end result, to be honest. Sure, I liked that the washi tape was colorful and I liked the colors that I chose, but I didn't really feel that it came together the way I would have liked it to. But that's okay. I'm sure it'll come together on other pages. Page 31, which says to draw lines while in motion, got skipped this time. Maybe next time. But for now, let's move on to page 33, which says to fill this page with circles. I use this stencil that I have. It's like a really thick green stencil, and I made circles inside of circles because my idea was to create sugar cookies. My grocery store carries these tasty sugar cookies that are to die for, in my opinion. They come out every season, all sorts of colors, and that's what I designed these cookies after. I started by sketching each of my little cookie designs, and then I went over them with my kneaded eraser to kind of lighten up the pencil markings, and then I used my Prismacolor pencils to color them in. I was not entirely sure how to color these in, so I kind of experimented with the cookie color. First, I started by outlining with the darkest brown, and then I started with coloring in the lightest brown, which was like a beige color. and then shading in with the darkest brown. Honestly, I made it up as I went. Later on, I colored in the actual frosting, and then I went back in with the dark and the light brown. So there really was no rhyme or reason. I just kind of went with the flow. As for the seasonal cookies, I guess I meant to say more holiday cookies. I based them more off of the holidays I celebrate here in the US. I did one for Valentine's Day, 4th of July, Halloween, Christmas, St. Patrick's Day. I did do 2 other ones, one with an umbrella for April showers and then a flower for May flowers. So I guess those were kind of for the seasons. Here they are, all colored in, and I think they came out so cute. And I did also want to share with you that I cut these out with my brother's Scan and Cut, and to do that I placed the 2 pieces of paper where I colored them in on the sticky mat that comes with the brother's Scan and Cut. The mat is not really sticky anymore, so I do make sure and put some tape around it so the paper doesn't move around when it gets scanned in. It's a pretty simple machine. Once the paper is loaded, then I hit the button to scan, then the one to direct cut, then the little picture of the scan and cut, then I hit start. And then that feeds the sheet through. Once that's done, I do a little editing. I bring in the little arrows, and then it shows me a little picture of where it's gonna cut, and then I tell it to cut and start, and that's it. It doesn't take very long at all to cut. I'll show you in real time how long it takes, in case you're curious. Personally, I think it's really worth it because this would have taken me a lot longer to cut. And you might be thinking, are you kidding me, just to cut out some circles? I get you, but I also do a lot of stamping for cards and for arts and crafts, so this is totally worth it for me. As you can see, these come out really easy, but I will be 100% honest with you guys. I have cut out more intricate items and some of them do get a little bit stuck, so you have to kind of wiggle them around. Kind of like the flowers that I cut for my Create This Book 2 cover, those I had to wiggle around. To finish this page up, I just stuck down my cookies and I used my white Posca pen to add some highlights. And I was ready to move on to the next page. Page 35 said to smear my dinner on it, but I was not about to do that. So what I did instead was just draw my go-to dinner, which was spaghetti. And to do that, I used 2 yellow Prismacolors. Although, to be honest, it kind of looks like ramen, but I tried my best. Then I used 2 different reds for the meat sauce, and I added a little green garnish, even though in real life I don't have that. And if this were my perfect meal, I would also be having a McDonald's soft serve cone. I really like those. And at home, we don't really have cups, we have more mason jars, and I always drink water for dinner. And that's my go-to dinner. Alright, that was my last page for today. Let's do a quick overview. So I did my cookies to fill the page with circles. And I sure as heck ripped up that page, even though I didn't love it. Oh, I also scribbled up wildly. I did like that one. And I rubbed a, what was it again? It was a Doris embossing folder. I really like the colors I chose for that one. And the scratching cat. Oh my god, I feel like I just did these and I already forgot which ones I did. I really like the cat. And the leaves. The leaves came out beautiful. I'm really happy with the pages I did today, except for that ripped one, and it's kind of growing on me. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.